Yes, thank you, Chair. I had actually prepared a rather different intervention for today, but things seem to be developing very rapidly, or changing very rapidly. First of all, I have to say, I think it is regrettable that we're not having a full debate. This is a very important topic. I think that is underlined by the controversy around the report, and therefore I think it would have merited the presence of the responsible Commissioner, the Council and so many colleagues, including the shadows. I have to say, rather unpleasantly surprised by the extreme reluctance both within the European Parliament and the European Commission to evaluate the EU counter-terrorism policies. I actually think, as a Democrat, evaluation is an essential part of democracy. It is about transparency, it is about accountability to our citizens, and it is about making our policies better and making them more efficient. And I think that a democracy that is unable and unwilling to take a critical look at its own policies is not worth the term democracy. And if we are convinced that we got it right in our policies, then I think we can be confident that they will stand the test. We do not only have a duty to our own citizens, but we also have to be a moral compass in the world. And frankly, colleagues, I feel that if we are unable to carry out a thorough evaluation of the measures we have taken over the last 10 years, we lose all credibility, we lose moral authority. And I think that is particularly important at a time of the Arab Spring. How can we look the young people in North Africa in the eye and say to them, with credibility, you have to create democracy, you have to create the rule of law, you have to respect human rights, you have to live by the principles of accountability and transparency. If we do not live up to that, if we are unwilling to do it ourselves, I have to say, colleagues, there is a great deal of controversy around this report. I think that is very regrettable and disappointed. I have to say I did expect a controversial debate, but I didn't quite expect it to be this acrimonious. We have voted in July, but ever since the vote, several members and groups have changed their positions, in some cases by 180 degrees. Texts that have been agreed unanimously are now being put forward for deletion by several groups. I find that surprising. Now, let's have a look at what are the texts that are so incredibly shocking and radical that they have to be taken out. First, there is a paragraph, paragraph 26, that was agreed unanimously, I underline unanimously, by all the political groups, referring to Article 70 of the treaty. Ooh, very shocking, very radical, calling for an evaluation on the basis of that same treaty. There is, for example, a paragraph saying that we should not only address the consequences of terrorism, but also the causes. Very radical. There is a paragraph calling for impact assessments and proportionality tests. Very radical, except for that that's already compulsory. There is another paragraph referring to proper access to documents. That is the official position of this House. So, colleagues, I have to say I am very surprised by some of the requests for separate votes. However, I do think that in this case, and I'll conclude on that, Chair, I think it is much more important that we achieve a result. And I think that I will try until the very, very last moment to bring, I'm concluding, Chair, to bring people together and see if we can arrive at some sort of an agreement, because we owe it not to this House, we owe it to our citizens and we owe it to the rest of the world. Thank you.